Howdy. White rivers once again. This is the same picture. We have, for example, Mount St. Helens in the USA, Nalchik in Russia, Montmartre in France, in the Alps, Italy, twice Parma and Udine, and Walgau, Germany. White rivers. There are many more, many more. And I have been checking out to some degree about the Yellowstone National Park, recent events. I will put a link below to this video from Mary Greely. She does a really good job in making research about those things. Let's have a watch at this for a brief moment. Actually,
and of course, I'm sure you've seen all the pictures. This here is a emergency rescue bridge there at Yellowstone. And I got some more images, and I'm going to show you Josh's images here in a minute.
just for a second. The color of the water. It is bright brown. So it's not white, but it's wet. So it's, you know, if it dries up or when this stuff dries up, it gets more bright, I assume. But if you look at this color of the water and compare it to this water color, it starts slowly and then it gets more and more and more because it's just rain. But this looks really violent. And we are in the Swiss Alps. Shut up. It's just about the color. It has really similar color. And this is the Swiss Alps and not some Yellowstone National Park supervolcano. But let's go back to Mary Greely news.
And I got some images here in a minute. Well, it looks like they're looking at beehive, and you can see here, yeah, the steam is dirty. And it's dirty, I've talked about this before, because as the ground heats up, it heats up the water that's under the ground, and that heated water melts the rock. And it could be anywhere from about 1,600 degrees or even hotter. That's how hot it needs to be to melt iron, and that's what it's bringing up. All right, so here we have the different monitors. They got the boreholes finally up and working. This here on the left is for the Madison River. It's a borehole.
Yeah, you can watch the whole video, but I wanted to show you something else in the same video very quickly. So now, here's something interesting. I didn't really have time to watch this video entirely and stuff. I just do as I go. That's the second attempt to make the same video.
With this image that Josh sent to me. And this is near the boardwalk. He mentioned about several new holes that had developed recently. And this caught my eye because the sulfur gases, when mixed with iron, they can catch on fire. And this looked like an area where gases came up and it briefly erupted and burned the plant life. You can see here at the top where it's dead, but this was burnt. The gases ignited. All these images came from the area of by Old Faithful, and look at this over here. Yeah, this is not normal. Definitely not normal. I am very suspicious about them closing down the park. When there's nothing really tremendous that has affected the park. Yeah, the staging area to bring in food and supplies, that's affected. Is that enough to close down the park? Over here's another little spot that's, yeah, you can see it's all burnt. Here's another image of another area, yeah, that was burnt. And he said that there was gases coming up. And you can see, I'll try and make that bigger. Someone evidently tossed, there's another little spot of a new hole. Someone tossed some sticks in there, maybe to see if they would catch on fire. Maybe they seen it burning. This image too caught my eye because of all the rocks that were ejected from the geyser. I'm not sure, I don't think that this is not Old Faithful, but let's zoom in and take a look at these rocks. No, this is not buffalo poop. These are actual rocks that were ejected. Yeah, and they come in many different sizes, and you can see the how it's like larger ones, smaller ones, etc.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting if these are really rocks which got ejected by the geyser. And she was talking about sulfur gases, and we are talking about hot springs and these kind of things. So let me show you once again a really interesting thing. Yeah, I just figured out I could do it like that. We go over to Windy. And take the SO². Which has a volcanic picture. Okay, we are talking about sulfur dioxide, which is basically a volcanic emission. That's why there's a picture of a volcano. Alright? The same thing which is going on in the Yellowstone right now. Now, this is Switzerland. And note how there is a yellow cloud just at the border. And now we go even closer. We go to Baden, where it's actually really hot, 26 degrees. But we don't have any sulfur dioxide. The reason why I show you that? Thermal bathing. The thermal baths in Baden are the oldest known thermal springs in Switzerland. They are located in Baden and in neighboring Baden in the canton of Aargau, on both sides of a prominent bend in the limit, at the intersection between the Swiss Mittelland and the folded Jura. The thermal water flows through layers of shell limestone and rises in the source area through fissures in the overlaying Keuperlayer to the surface. Of the total of 21 springs, 18 are in Baden and 3 in Baden. The water has an average temperature of 46.6 degrees and has a particularly high proportion of calcium and sulfates. With a total mineralization of 4,450 milligram per liter, it is the richest minerals in the entire country. I just realized something. And for this we have to go on to earthquakes. Volcanoes and earthquakes, or however this is called. So now, let's switch to this. We have Basel. Here's France. Here's Germany. Let's put the D and the G there. And here's Switzerland. And here we have the river Rhine. Let's zoom in that you can see for yourself. Rhine River. As closer you get, the smaller it gets. The Rhine River makes basically a 90-degree turn. And we have the Kaiserstuhl volcano, which is obviously an actual volcano. It's just probably extinct. Probably. Or probably not. Just saying. Now, let's go to Baden. The green area. Is, I think, where the baths are. Maybe not. No, not exactly. That's a part. We have to zoom out a bit further. So here is basically the baths on this island. Here. And how funny. It makes an even sharper turn than 90 degrees. And this river joins two other rivers, which are joining the River Rhine. Where we have our own Koblenz. Maybe the word Koblenz is related to water in some form. I have no idea. Could be. So, 90-degree turns. Volcano, 90-degree. Could there be any possibility that there could be something be brewing together underground in Switzerland? Unconfirmed. 3.8 depth under the 20 kilometers. Whoa. 20 user reports. Really interesting, but I don't want to go. I would like to, but it's probably really boring. Into the user reports, or how it is. Earthquake users. Yeah. That's interesting. Didn't you? That's a quite strong earthquake. It should make the news. I will keep my eyes open. If you see something about that related, tell me. So now, that's really interesting. Geysers. And again, if we go back to windy, no SO². Baden, no SO². Nothing. Despite we have sulfur springs and stuff. They're outside. So you would expect some emissions. Because it's just there. So as we are about I think these were swans. I don't know if you heard them. But anyway, let's continue. Baden, thermal springs. Here they are connecting to the Rhine. So it's not too far, 14 kilometers you see here down. Now, let's go to the River Rhine. or in the region, because there is many of those thermal baths. If I just could find them. Badsäckingen, bath, thermal bath, geothermal activity. We have to find, for example, Schinsnachtbad. It must be somewhere here. Freik. Schinsnachtbad. Geothermal baths. And they are at the river called, is it Reuss or Aare? It's the Aare, which is connected to the Rhine. It flows into it. So the energy goes also upstream. It goes always in both directions. In different forms, of course. Yeah, I don't find them now. Kaiser Augst. I could show you, probably it is here. Here's also thermal baths and stuff going on. Romans built stuff there. Romans built quite much stuff in Switzerland. It's all over the place. But anyway, it's really interesting. We have earthquake activity near the Alps. Luzern, Pilatus, 1 hour ago. Let's check quickly out where that is, because once I thought I'd make a video about Pilatus because it's a really nice mountain. Yeah, water. Wells all over the place. Are we looking at the Cryptogeyser? I don't know. Just thinking loudly. Discharge crater. 14 hours ago. 7 kilometers in depth. Vorel plage? I'm not exactly sure what this is. It's this sand. Could be. Looks interesting. Really interesting. Peatland. Very interesting. Many books could be written about this shore, I guess. But I think I leave it here. Yellowstone. Maybe it's going to teach people about mountain water. Despite it doesn't. Does it have a glacier anywhere? Maybe it doesn't have to have. Anyway, it's all about water. Your thoughts too. Because it increases the connectivity. Your thoughts are electrical impulses interpreted by your brain. Everything you know is a memory. They can get mixed up. And I think a really simple way to somehow stay on track is to learn about patterns. Pattern recognition, dendritical patterns, Lichtenberg figures, tetrahedrons, and such. They repeat themselves all over again. Double helixes and things like that. Yeah, they took actually down this Victor Schauberger video I made. Copyright claim, I don't know what it means. No worry, no money harmed. There is no money involved in this channel except that I have to pay for the internet. And the electricity to keep my phone loaded. It's not about the money. It's not about me. It's about us and our environment. Actually, here is Lokbatan volcano, yes, somewhere. Here. Lokbatan. Eruption of Lokbatan mud volcano on October 10th, 2001 with large flames of ignited gases. Dormant at the moment. But there has been some earthquake activity in the close proximity. Yeah, I didn't know that it's that fresh. 21 hours ago. But it's ongoing, obviously. 20 hours ago. 32 minutes ago. Yeah, these I have seen. And there's also some stuff going up here. And if you are bored once, which might be a sign that you're not curious enough, check out Azerbaijan and its geology. It has some really mind-blowing stuff to offer. Go to Google Earth and you will spend many hours in just awes and awes. It's amazing. Thanks.